Welcome to the Dogs Are the Best Friends podcast. I'm Emily, and my best buddy, Flynn, is here too. The purpose of this podcast is to bring you some dog stories and a few tips along the way to help you and your best friend communicate. I am so excited to bring you this story today. It is a true story. It's a story about April and Archer. April has type 1 diabetes, and Archer needed to be rescued. I knew I was ignorant about type 1 diabetes, but I did not know to the extent. You will hear my questions, and if you know about it, you'll understand how little I knew. But if you don't know about it, here you go. It's a great time to learn, and April is so patient with me and my questions. But the story about her and Archer is really the main story, and you will hear about their friendship and their partnership, and this dog literally has saved her life. Be sure to listen for the story about when she had to carry him home. This adorable duo has a Facebook page, an Instagram account, and even a blog. I will link those in the show's description page. Ears up and have a listen. For you, how did it come about that you were able to find out about a dog that would help you, and how did you find Archer? How did it all happen?
Okay, so just so you kind of have a background of some of the technology that type 1 diabetics have, and it's branched off into the type 2 community too, because if it can help them, then great. Now they have it's called a Dexcom. It's a continuous glucose monitoring system, and there's other brands, but it can alert you if your sugar's gonna rise or fall. It gives you trend arrows. However, Archer is 15 minutes faster than the CGM.
Wow. Interesting.
So yes, technology has developed since I was diagnosed. But when I was diagnosed, my mom got up every 2 hours and checked my blood sugar at night.
Oh my gosh.
When I went off to college, my mom's like, "Well, you're going to have a roommate, period." But how can you expect a roommate to be a caregiver? I actually knew one of my professors. One of my professors was like, "Well, you missed an exam." And I was like, "Yeah, my blood sugar was messed up." And she's like, "Have you ever heard of this company that does diabetic alert dogs?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't have $30,000.
Right.
That's a lot of money." She's like, "No. This company uses rescue dogs." Got in contact with them, and that's how I got him.
How long was that process? Did you have to wait a long time?
Literally the next day after I had spoken with my professor about it, I met my friend Lauren, who has her husky German Shepherd like I do. And she had me in contact with the company maybe 2 hours after she called me up, started fundraising. It took about a year to fundraise the money.
Okay. I don't even know how this works. Do they have to figure out that the dog has that ability to sense it? That your blood sugar is changing and getting to a point where you need to do something? Or how does this work? Is it just they have to have that natural ability? Do all dogs have this? Tell us all about that, please, because I know nothing about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every single dog out there, including Chihuahuas, as many people as are like, "Oh my gosh." Chihuahuas, pugs. I have a husky German Shepherd.
Right.
All of them have the ability to smell it. The best way that I can... There are two ways I kind of describe how they smell. So, they smell like we see color. So, different shades of pink and different shades of blue. That's how they smell different smells. So, when they smell macaroni and cheese, they smell the cheese, they smell the milk, they smell the butter, they smell... if there's 3 different kinds of cheeses, they smell the 3 different kinds of cheeses.
Yeah, that's a great illustration. That's really helps a lot. Does it take a certain temperament too on top of that?
Well, and that's where the kind of the public access is where the problem comes in. So not every single dog is suited for public access.
Sure. Okay.
If you get a dog that's scared of loud noises or those sliding doors in, like when you go in Walmart, or
Right. Yeah.
other dogs or men, you're in trouble. That's why the dogs are so expensive.
Yeah. And explain what he does when he knows that, like, smells that there's a problem. What does he do?
Okay, so he is trained to smell. My blood sugar goes up 10% or down 10%. Um,
Wow. Okay.
some dogs are trained at a certain threshold.
Hmm.
Uh, like let's say it's above 150 or below 70, they're trained off of that scent. But Archer's trained on a 10% change.
Wow.
Um,
That's
so
amazing. Sorry, that just like I have to stop right there. I'm just amazed by that. Like, how do they train them to know? Like, do they take your blood when it's at 10% or something and like have them smell it? I don't know if that's weird, but how do they do that?
I always kind of laugh when someone asks me this question because I get asked this a lot. Like someone in the middle of like a store would come up and ask me, I'm like, yeah, I sent my slobber across the United States. And they're like, what? But
That's funny.
so what you do is I have like the little dental cotton swabs, like when you get a tooth pulled or whatever, they're like little and kind of round, elongated. So when I have a Dexcom, so it kind of helps me out. But if you know you're gonna rise or if you know you're gonna fall ahead of time,
Hmm.
um, you check your blood sugar. Let's say it's 110, and you immediately stick as many cotton swabs in your mouth as you can and soak them through in your mouth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then 10 minutes later, you recheck. If it's 10%, you keep those samples. But now,
Right.
since Archer, like I have Archer and he alerts,
Yeah.
when he alerts, I can just stick cotton in my mouth.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
and then you have to
Okay.
keep them frozen. So I literally tell people I spent $100 to send slobber samples to Nebraska to train Archer.
Oh gosh. When it's dropping or rising too high, when it's that 10% off, what does he do? Like, how does he let you know that you need to do something?
One of the big things that I didn't want in a diabetic alert dog, I didn't want to be stared at. But I mean, because he's a big white husky. My medical business is not everyone else's medical business,
Yeah.
We wanted something quiet, discreet. And so
Hmm.
he finds my hands and bumps my hands with his nose. It's almost like, like when a dog comes up to you and they want to be petted and they kind of stick their nose
Yes.
and move their head, but
Sure.
it's very, you know what he's doing.
Does he alert you daily, or are you doing pretty well? Are you able to regulate things?
So that's kind of a loaded question.
Mm.
It
Okay.
really depends on the day. It depends on what's going on.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna say on average, 9 times a day, average.
Really? Okay.
Like our blood sugar is so temperamental. Just being stressed out can cause you to go high.
Yeah, that's amazing because you've had it for a while. So we assume, oh, it can get regulated eventually, but no, you're saying it's that touchy. Like you said, a little bit of stress or probably lack of sleep or a lot of things affect you greatly. So you really need him. My goodness, like 9 times a day or more. Yeah, that's
Which
fascinating.
it used to be. I want to say it used to be like 12 times a day ish, but
Hmm.
so I have one of the newer insulin pumps. It's a Tandem X2 insulin pump that my CGM it reads my blood sugar every 5 minutes.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
little bit behind though.
Okay.
But if you start to go up, it'll give you insulin, and if you start to go down, it'll cut off.
Mm,
So that's helped with some of the highs and the lows. Um,
yeah.
but Archer still beats it. So
Wow. But this really affects your day, all day, every day of your life is what, with the type 1 diabetes. It's serious. That's a very serious thing. But what an amazing gift then to have a dog that can give you a heads up and check on you. And then as on the companion level, what kind of companionship? I mean, what a bond you must have because that dog helps you daily, all day and you take care of them. Like, explain about your friendship with Archer, because I would imagine you're pretty tight and pretty close.
it's kind of funny that you mentioned like how of how close we are. There, he's not your typical service dog for sure. Like
Okay.
he's very much husky and he's very much German Shepherd. So
Okay.
uh,
Which means what? Yeah, like explain that to people that have never had. I've had that mix myself. So go ahead and explain what that means.
so like your German Shepherd is your typical. He's protective, sweet, loving. Wants to always be with one person all the time, and that's Archer all the time. So like I can't go to the bathroom without him. I can't go to the bathroom without him.
Yep.
And then the husky part, it's a little bit of wild. So
yes,
when he goes to alert, it's very much like a clumsy alert, but it's so like that he can wake me up better at night that way. I know some people with labs that they won't wake them up at night.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Archer just jumps on you. I'm like, oh, that's convenient. Like,
what do you two do for fun?
I'm very active, and Archer's very, very active. So like, people are like, well, what do you do with him when you go skateboarding? Well, what do you do with him when you go snowboarding? He can't go with you, right? I'm like,
oh,
who told me he couldn't go? Because we went last week, like,
right?
You know. Like,
yeah.
So I just like we went snowboarding and no, we didn't go to this place where there's 50 million people snowboarding. Like we went backwoods snowboarding because you can't take him to a slope. Like that's dangerous for him.
Yes.
Like, and I just put Archer's little booties on and his little goggles and let him go, and off we went. Nice. So
very fun. That's good. And do you have to what do you put a service dog vest on him?
I do label him. There are other people that don't. By law, you don't have to.
Oh.
And there's no registrations. That's one of the biggest scams in the United States right now. Going on the internet and getting a service dog registration, or going online and getting an ESA, excuse me, getting an ESA verification online. Number one, it's illegal. And number two, you just got scammed out of some money. You have to have a disability to have a service dog, period. And it has to be trained.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, that's good to know, because a lot of people, talk about that. Oh, just, go online and get your emotional support dog thing and, certification. And that's good to know that you're saying that straight out. So thank you for sharing that. Your story is so great because we're all crazy about dogs, anybody that listens to the podcast. And that's why I started it, because I think between the wonderful things dogs can do for us just as a companion, and then you've got the extra huge layer on top of that where he actually helps save your life. Like he keeps you aware, because we get studying or you get busy doing this or that. And I would assume it's pretty easy to forget about it, and not, not pay any attention because we're human, and he keeps you on track that way. So do you and Archer, because you're into fitness and everything, do you take him running, or what do you two do, biking, or, how do you keep active together?
So I call Archer, he likes to pick and choose what he likes to do. Okay. If he is too tired, he won't alert. He'll go into a deep sleep and he won't alert. So I just gotta kind of watch, because if he's in a deep sleep, then I kind of gotta watch it a little bit more. Like my day-to-day activities is still high energy. I longboard to work. Nice. I'll park and I'll longboard a mile to work, and Archer will run beside me. Or I tried to get him to run with me. However, I got about a mile out, and I went to college in a mountain town, so everything's uphill.
Oh gosh, okay.
Got about a mile out, and I was just gonna do a 3-mile run, mile out, mile and a half out, mile and a half back. And he did the husky splat on the ground, lay down on the ground.
Oh.
And I had to pick him up and carry him back.
No. No way. And how much does he weigh?
He now weighs 64 and a half pounds.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Good sized boy.
Which it's kind of funny. He doesn't look 65 pounds. He looks more like 120 pounds.
Real? Oh, because the fluffiness factor, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But he was right around 60 pounds when I picked him up and carried him back. It took me forever to get him back home.
So is he got kind of a mischievous, personality, or what's he like?
He's very mischievous. I think he thinks he's invisible sometimes. He'll do the slow walk by me, and I'm like, dude, like, you're big and white. Like, you're about like 3 foot tall, just about.
Right.
Stand up, pointy German Shepherd ears.
Oh my gosh.
With a little bit of gray on his back. And he's got the little curly husky tail.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share with us about Archer, or you and Archer together? Anything else that just, you feel is either important to say or that is just on your heart to say about your friendship with him and your working relationship with him too, I guess I should say.
I guess like Archer has changed my life in so many ways that I don't know how to exactly describe it on a recording or on a podcast or on a video. Like it's hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, he's changed my life so much.
Sure.
But he saved me from so many lows that could have killed me, that I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Right.
And even if he just saved me once, it's worth going through the fundraising process and doing it if you like dogs. I guess like the big takeaway though is that when you see Archer and I out in public, you are more than welcome to walk up to me and ask questions as long as you're polite about it. I just know that Archer's looking at me and ignoring other people because he's focused on me. He's saving my life. He's keeping me safe. If you or someone else distracts him, that could hurt me. Like I absolutely promise that he gets pets. He gets love. He has too many toys. He's got his own chest at the end of the bed that has toys in it. I promise. He gets playtime just like any other dog. I promise. But when he's working, it's really important that he's focused on me.
And that's a great point. Tell us, how should we behave? Like, what is being appropriate? What is being polite to you?
I've had people walk up to me, like just straight up walk up to me and say, well, what's wrong with you? Well,
wow. What a thing to say to somebody. Holy cow.
It's like, what do you say to this person who you don't know who they are? They don't even know your name.
Right?
Like the only thing I ask is like, when you walk up to me, like treat me like I'm a human being.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Walk up to me and say, hey, do you mind, hey, do you mind if you have questions? Hey, do you mind asking or answering some of my questions? And 9 times out of 10, I'll say, yeah, absolutely. I'll answer your questions. But if I'm in a place and I'm just trying to get something done, and you can kind of tell by someone's body language, like if they're willing to talk to everybody or not. Like Archer's vest, it says medical alert dog on it, and then underneath it says ignore me. Do just that.
Right.
Like no touch, no talk, no eye contact, because it's just critical.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really great point. I mean, he's literally saving your life, and that's his job, and he needs to just be able to do that. Thank you for your time, April. You've given us so much information today, and I appreciate your stories with Archer, and I'm so glad you two have each other, because he's a rescue. You're a diabetic that needs the assistance. You're an independent woman, and this helps make sure that you can stay that way. And I'm so grateful for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
I again thank April for her patience with me, and how much she taught me was amazing. There's much to learn about each other, isn't there? And our dogs, our companions, our best friends, wow, the things that they can do for us, really, the sky's the limit is kind of how it feels to me. Be sure to check out their social media websites and pages and have a look. They are adorable. Definitely look at Instagram. Next week, I'm so excited to bring you the next episode because I already have it ready. And it is about a woman that April introduced me to. She trains medical alert dogs, and she is phenomenal. Come back for next week. And please be sure to hug your dog. With COVID, that's the only living being I can hug, and probably is the same for you, or many of you. So give them a hug. They need it, and so do you. I wish you peace and blessings.